let's say, €1, okay? How many rupees is that worth?
60, 70.
Yeah, so it was a lot. So it goes, you have to know the exchange rate. So that when you're dealing on spiritual to material, you're talking even bigger than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Thousands, hundreds of thousands, like that. So therefore, you're the big guy out there, but you're just another guy here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does your big degree get you to sweep the floor any better? Because that's what needs to be done. We're cleaning the temple room, you got to sweep the floor. So, no, I have these I can just do these bigger things. It's no. Because the point is that devotion is the big thing. These are symptoms, these are things that you use in big devotion, in devotional service. And so now if you can do that big service with devotion, with big devotion, then that's fine. Like that. But don't claim that you are superior because if you're doing the big service with small devotion and they're doing a small service with big devotion, they're superior. That's how it works. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sent that big famous scholar down to the Goshala to talk to the devotee at the Goshala, because he, of all devotees, from what I can see from the various stories, was very nicely situated in devotional service. Even though there were other devotees that were the big devotees, the big preachers and sannyasis and managers and that, and he wasn't at all. But it wasn't that he wasn't very advanced. So he sent him to talk to him. Because then you want to talk about, devotional service, here's the man to talk to. Because he wants to talk to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur simply because of the prestige, not because of hearing. So if you want to hear about the absolute truth, hear from this person. Because prestige can't block the conversation. Because there is no prestige there on the material platform. Does that make sense? So you see is that he was giving him the best opportunity. At the same time, he's quelling his prestige and all those kind of things like that. But he's trying to do that because otherwise, how do you remember Krishna? Remember, in the process that Lord Chaitanya gives as the full, you could say, like etiquette, the Vaishnava etiquette in a nutshell, is that the fifth point is remembering Krishna. It means if you're not humble, right, then you can't be tolerant, which means you're forgiving of what happens to you. Right? Then it puts you in the next thing is then you're not looking for respect, which means the situational and all the other people and everything there. Right? Then you're offering respect to others. In that state of mind, then you can remember Krishna always. But if they're always thinking that their prestige, their position, that means they didn't get past the first point, the humility. So we can see as this devotee that he sent him down to, he had all these four in place. So that means he's able to remember Krishna always. Therefore, he's the man to talk to. Right? So,
Somehow, same thing happened with Ramanujacharya also.
Ramanujacharya.
One sannyasi goes and asks what is meant by surrender. Then he sends to one of his disciples' daughter in her daughter-in-law's place, her in-law's place to take care of Goshala. And she is pregnant, so she can't take care, so you go and serve her. So he was in different dress, he was taking care for many months. And after that one person comes, some argument goes. Then this Goshala person comes and answers that. Then they realize he is not Goshala person, he is the sannyasi disciple of Ramanujacharya.
Oh, okay.
Then he comes, I understood what is meant by surrender.
All right, surrender, okay. Yeah. So these things, you see all the acharyas, then they establish these points. So in the past times, you always see these things of that surrender. And then the various, because it's all about surrender, then various aspects of surrender. So they'll bring out that faith in Guru, or that humility, or that not looking for respect, or all these different things. They're all aspects of the same thing. And so then in their pastimes, all these will come out. So these are their prominent pastimes.
Can we say because we are not following the Vedic system, because of which in today's world like everyone is hankering for this prestige and
Everyone hankers for prestige anyway. It's just that the methods that they go about are not as prestigious as they could be. You know, does that make sense? That's all.
Maharaj, your minute mentions that the Lord makes the objects the highest truth,
Yes.
favorable to the desires of his devotee. So the desires of the devotee are completely spiritual in favor of the Lord. That means this is what it means.
That means that that's what you're working toward. Just like I said before, it's gradual. It's a gradual process. So therefore, as the devotee does, then that's being revealed from there. Because just like makes those the highest objects of truth in a gradual way, then it also makes it favorable to the desires of the devotee. So the desire to serve Krishna, it's always going to be favorable to that. But now whether the desire of the devotee is pure so that the desire they have in serving Krishna is therefore about Krishna, not about something material, then we see as those desires can be fulfilled, just like Yudhishthira Maharaja's desire for the Rajasuya sacrifice. Right? You could say that's a material sacrifice because Duryodhana wanted to do the same thing purely out of prestige, but Yudhishthira wanted to do it because it will establish Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to all the leaders of the universe. Like that. So therefore he's fulfilling his desire that way, means the secondary aspect of the desire he's fulfilling. But for all devotees, the primary, that you want to develop love for Krishna, or, like that, that's always going to be. But whether the secondary will be favorable for your that's a matter of, if you see the secondary connected to Krishna, then what's the problem in it being successful? But if you see the secondary not connected to Krishna, then what's the point of it being successful? Other than you'll get distracted from Krishna. You know what I'm saying? Because we can say, yeah.
I have a little contribution with these functions of Maya, which I found.
Oh,
It's coming from the word Mayate.
yes.
And this is interesting. I really find it because it's quite detailedly described the functions of Mahamaya and Yogamaya at the same time. So it
Okay.
means measure,
Okay.
then build, move, mark off, display, exchange, barter, and finally prepare.
So all the aspects that you would do, and of the Sankarshan, Prajumna, Adiruddha, Vasudeva aspects.
Amazing how, and it's mesmerizing to me how it exactly.
Yeah, and it all goes back to root words. That's the nice thing about Sanskrit, is that the words, their definitions, it's all consistent. It all goes back to it, because there's only, I think, 2,000 root words.
Works.
Like that, and from that everything is built. And what we generally use is only 1,200. Like that. Well, in English they'll say there's millions of words, but if you look at it when they define Old English, they'll say it had a very small vocabulary, but because of grammar, then they could create so much. And then they'll consider that it's superior now, because now they have these, collegiate dictionaries, these big fat things, like that, So I don't know, thousands and thousands of pages, those kind of books. But that's only because people don't know grammar and don't know how to build the words. While before, people were so intelligent that they could build the words. So that means, even the kids could do it. So that's the thing, is Sanskrit so perfect, is that as you build the word, it exactly means the same thing all the way through. It takes on the particular flavor, because you have that root then can become any one of 24 different kinds of words. Right? It means you have the verb, which is there. Then you have the direct nouns. I think there's 6 direct nouns. You have the verb, 6 direct nouns, and then you have 18 indirect nouns. They're secondary nouns. And how verb changes a noun to verb. Keeps going back and forth. Does that make sense? So like that, then it's like, yeah. Yeah. So all that is consistent. And that's why it's such a sophisticated language, because then you can do all of that. Whatever you can do with language, it's there in Sanskrit. And other languages, then they bring out, they can do, more or less of these things. Not more, but I'm saying, more or less in this case means not more than what the Sanskrit is, more or less within the context. So they can do more within what the Sanskrit offers, means they can do, more towards 100% or less, depending on the area and things like certain languages. Science works very good, like French, anything to do with like the refinement and arts and feelings and all those kind of things, they have much more developed of than something like Irish. They have something like 40 words for different kinds of green. They can identify 40 different kinds of green because of the greenness that's in nature. So they can tell what's going on exactly by what green is happening. And they have words. I don't think in the modern, in the Gaelic. Like that. And so that's the whole thing, is each language has its area where it's very well developed. It's like in China, at least they say there's no word for God. It's just an area they didn't bother to develop. Martial arts, niti, politics, these are that they're very developed, But God, not so much. They were happy with the Brahman kind of level and didn't want to go beyond. So. Is that so yes, that's very good. Thank you very much for that. Where did you find that?
I use special dictionary online, which is kind of quite consistent and really good.
Okay, so it brings out all the
I don't
different.
know what is their origin from.
Okay, it doesn't mention. Okay, but it's like if you go back, these like Yaska and those the Nirupta, they go down to roots. So unless like Nirupta. It's a very small dictionary. I think it's only about 100 pages. But it's the dictionary for all the Vedic words. Because unless you know Vedic grammar, you can't use it. It means, in other words, you know grammar, you can use it. That's another thing, is that you can see is how much Prabhupada knew, because he regularly quotes Nirupta. Like that. So sometimes they'll take it, Prabhupada just knew a little bit. No, Prabhupada knew Sanskrit way beyond. Like that.
Maharaj, so when we say Mayate, then whether it means, Mahamaya, measuring Mahamaya, or measuring Yogamaya, the word is the same.
The root is the same. So the function is the same. It's just a matter of whether it's connected to Krishna or not connected. That's what makes the difference between the two Mayas. It's connected. You're measuring. You're preparing. You're performing an action. Whatever the mood is there. Whatever all these different things. It's all. Is it in connection with the primary of pleasing Krishna, or it's not? It's just in interacting with the secondary. Both of them you're going to work with secondary. It's just a matter of whether the primary is included or not. So Yoga Maya means the primary is included. Mahamaya means the primary is not included. But those positions will be, so that's why when you say about Maya or Yoga Maya, it's all encompassing. It includes everything that you do, not just a part. Okay, well that's okay there, but I'm talking about this. No, it means Maya means all of it. Whatever you're talking about fits within Maya. Because if it doesn't, how is it connected to Krishna? So, yeah. Okay, what is impossible for the inconceivable power of the Lord? Right, so to be able to make all those things the highest truth and to work within, fulfilling making things favorable for the desires of the devotee. What's impossible to do? The statements, service to me is beyond the gunas, and my abode is beyond the gunas, are true. Right, so it is transcendental. So if it's about him, he's transcendental. And so we say the deity is non-different from the Lord, so therefore as the Lord is transcendental, he is transcendental. But the point is, since we're not transcendental, that's why he manifests through his energy, his external energy. He's manifesting through his internal, that's the arrangement, but without some external, we can't see it. We don't see the transcendental position. Like Bhaktividya Thakur is sitting in his house and seeing, the manifest pastimes of Mayapur and Lord Chaitanya and all that. And we don't. We just see all these crowds on the road, and it's very busy and noisy. Yes. Shankaracharya has accepted the following from Mahabharata, Udyama Parva. Achintya kalu ye bhava na tam starkena yojayet. Prakriti pyaf param yatu tadach chintasya lakshanam. Inconceivable states are not subject to material argumentation. So that's the point, is that since it's inconceivable, it's beyond, it's not for argumentation. It's a matter of trying to understand it, but you can't argue, no, it's like this or that. No, it's just what Shastra says, what the Acharyas say. The quality and inconceivability is that it's beyond the material realm. So it can't be understood. So we can't use the argumentation. See, so he's shown that, and then he's, given them something to keep themselves busy. Because as Mayavadis, then they're more open to the idea of following the Vedic culture and then doing a devotional service, then they don't have devotional service or the Vedic culture. Right? So the Buddhist position is a little bit less. Right? Does that make sense? Like, you don't